usually different content. Usually companies have the mirror sites in different, in UK they have mirror sites, like even Google, right? They have different mirror sites. Same reason, BCP. They want to make sure if something happens, they want to make sure that their business is up and running, which is, I mean, the person mentioned about availability is the main important thing. And availability is, and that's what brought security more important in today's world, where availability is something that you want to make sure that, I mean, you want to go on Yahoo and you want to make sure it's up all the time, right? Some people go on Yahoo 2 o'clock in the morning, some go 9 o'clock, but they want to make sure whenever you go mail.yahoo.com, you'll see username and password, right? That's availability. You want to make sure, and that's what security makes this possible. Because if it's secured, then again, you are pretty much ahead of your plan. You know what's going to happen. And if something happens, then you have a plan B or plan C to work on. And that's something security comes into the play, where you want to make sure that if something happens, you are there to save it. Again, infrastructure, applications, databases. I mean, you can be a security person securing only databases, right? It doesn't have to be networks, only databases. I mean, again, that's why a lot of people, especially people from programming, they're moving, or people from network like myself, moving from network to security, just because security is more in these days. Security definitely has more payoff value, right? And end of the day, again, you want to make sure. I mean, for me personally, I want different things. I mean, you want to be doing same thing for 10 years, you want to move up or move forward, doing something better, or maybe more overview, right? And then, so even if you are, and again, forensic side it's building, but it's not as popular as other, because digital forensic side, definitely you need to make sure you have a bachelor's degree in forensics, right? In order for you to go into forensics plus the security, right? But again, this is something that you can have to plan for it. And I have students who are taking the forensic courses too. I mean, they want to make sure that they can gather. I mean, all of it is not saturated. That's the good thing. It's not saturated. Again, not to bring down MCSC or any other courses. Again, but the thing is, if there's no saturation, if you don't have too many people doing one thing, then there's a chance for you to excel, right? But if that feels saturated, then you're gonna have to move on somewhere else to find your spot, right?
I'm just confused about kind of digital forensic science. The other I'm clear. Just what's the application? What's the application?
For the digital forensic sciences, okay, let's suppose I'm not gonna be naming the company, but there's a company. That company has has accounts for different clients, right? Like Coca-Cola or all those Pepsi, and this company has clients that, right? And this company go do accounting on that data, right? Once you do the accounting on the data, you want to make sure that everything is safe. Once you save the information, depending where you're saving it, you can save it on digital format, right? Hard drive or any digital disk, or you can save it on the tape, which is more like I think HDLT, those kind of tapes, right? So once you save that and retrieval for that information, if let's suppose there is a lawsuit happens, where they say, okay, you know what, we did this amount of accounting on this company, and then the company is showing the loss, but again, accounting shows the company made a profit, and there's a conflict of interest, right? Then where you're going to go back, or whomever, let's suppose you are an auditor, you're going to go back and look into those files, right? And those files are definitely most likely they're digitized, right? If they're on a tape, then you have to convert to digital format, and then do your investigation on it. I mean, forensics, definitely people think about CSI, movies like that, right? But again, this is more about the data, where the information is stored, and then you want to retrieve the information and finding out that accounting, whatever the accounting was done, is it something that different, or is something that showing loss or profit, things along those lines.
So actually, it's just email data, and then how to study those data, but final purpose is information system audit and BCP.
Yeah. Any other questions? Okay, moving right along. So now this is the second piece where we talk about, okay, this is the data information, this is the information security. Okay, who exactly out there in the market offering courses or offering certifications for that security? So that way, let's suppose if you work for any XYZ company, or you're going to work for any other company, you say, well, I am this in X and Y Z certified, and then that means that, okay, you have learned and you have understood, and that you have proved yourself by passing the exam, that you know what it is all about. So here I'm going to be mentioning few SANS is one of the company, ISC Square, which is again the International Information System Security Certificate Consortium. It's another one where ISC Square is pretty much a consortium, a non-profit consortium that offers certification for CISSP, right? Again, same as if you look for MCSC, Microsoft offers, right? Again, if you look for the Linux, there are Linux Plus certification offered by Linux. Same here. So the vendor is, I wouldn't call it vendor because it's not some, this is more like a non-profit, right? And the non-profit, and here I underline the word international standard, right? So it means once you have this certification from ISC Square 2, then it's international, right? Doesn't matter you're in Europe, doesn't matter you're in Asia, doesn't matter you are in North America, right? You'll be able to, it's applicable all over the place. It's not fine only in States or in Canada. That's what makes it more attractive for the company than for the, I mean, again, there are a lot of projects where some needs to go to Middle East to do the projects, right? Some needs to go to Europe to do the project. But if the person is CSSP, again, this is a standard, right? And if there's a standard, it's a lot easier to company to understand, okay, the person has this kind of knowledge, my company is offering these kind of services, and he's the best person for this job because he knows what he's supposed to be doing on those standards, right? And so here's a bit of a glimpse of CISSP, again, offered by ISC2 or ISC Square. ISC Square also offers other courses too, depending what exactly you want to do. Once you have the CISSP, you may want to go more towards architecture, right? You may want to develop the security in the organization, or maybe you want to more towards more technical, where a lot of guys I've seen, especially from Cisco background, they want to go more towards technical. So ISC Square does offer other technical courses too on security.